Hello students, today we will do the next chapter from our book Beehive, that is chapter number 9, The Bond of Love. The chapter Bond of Love deals with the theme that even wild animals like sloth bears have emotions, affection and deep bonds. The story is developed around the concept that love is reciprocal. Even animals respond sincerely to the affection and care shown to them by human beings. In fact, the emotional bond that animals form is so strong that they don't easily forget those who care for and love them. So now let's know more about the author Kenneth Anderson. Kenneth Anderson was a hunter, nature enthusiast, and a counselor of wildlife. He was a British writer and hunter who wrote many books about his adventures in the jungles of South India. The Bond of Love is the story by Kenneth which shows the love of a human with a sloth bear whom she called Bruno. Bruno was a sloth bear rescued by the author. So now let's know about the characters. So very important character of the chapter is the author's wife. The author's wife, who is not given any name in the story, is the caretaker of the sloth bear, whom she names Bruno and later on affectionately calls Baba. She is an embodiment of love, care, concern, consideration, and kindness. She seems to be a great lover of animals, as it is evident from the fact that she is extremely delighted when her husband gifts her a young cub of a sloth bear. She is selfless and highly affectionate and takes good care of the pet as if he were her own child. Now, next comes Bruno. Bruno, the sloth bear. Bruno, the pet sloth bear in the author's home, is an affectionate, emotional, sensitive, and playful animal. Through him, the author reveals that animals are sensitive beings with emotions akin to human emotions. Once brought to the family and presented to the lady of the house as a pet, Bruno behaves like a member of the family with a specifically deep bond of love for the lady. Bruno's affectionate nature wins him the love of the Alsatian dogs and the children of the tenants. Brought up in the family with great care, he loves eating and enjoys every kind of food and drink. Bruno is playful and really mischievous. Affectionately called Baba by the author's wife, he behaves like a young child in the family. Bruno's selfless love is evident when he is sent to the zoo where he suffers the pain of separation. Now let's move towards the explanation of the chapter. The author Kenneth was passing through the sugarcane fields near Mysore. People were driving away the wild pigs by shooting at them. Suddenly, a black sloth bear came out. One of the companions of the author shot at the bear and killed her. A baby bear who was riding on her back moved and ran around her. The baby bear ran into the sugar fields, but it was somehow caught by the author. On reaching Bangalore, he presented it to his wife. The author's wife named the bear cub Bruno, and later on she called it Baba. Bruno was fed on bottled milk initially, but within a few days it started eating porridge, vegetables, fruits, bread, eggs, and chocolates, etc. It could drink milk, tea, coffee, water, beer, or any other liquid. It became quite friendly with the author's two Alsatian dogs. Bruno was also attached to the all children of the tenants living in the bungalow. During its younger days, Bruno was free to spend time in playing or running into the kitchen or going to sleep in their beds. Once Bruno narrowly escaped from death, the author had placed barium carbonate, a poison to kill the rats and mice, in his library. Bruno ate some of the poison, which caused paralysis. However, the author took it immediately to the doctor's residence. The vet doctor, injected 10 cc of the antidote in Bruno's body. Another 10 cc was injected because there was no improvement in Bruno's condition. Then the condition of Bruno improved. Bruno got up 30 minutes later. At another time, Bruno drank nearly 1 gallon of old engine oil kept for the treatment of termites. But fortunately, it had no ill effect on Bruno. Bruno grew many times in size within a few months. Now, the author's wife gave Bruno the Indian name Baba. That means a small boy. Baba learnt a few tricks like pretending to wrestle, to hold a gun, and to cradle like a baby. But it had grown too big and dangerous to be kept at home. That was why the author, his son, and friends all advised the author's wife to send Baba to the Mysore Zoo. A letter was written to the curator of the zoo. After he agreed to keep Baba in the zoo, Baba was sent to Mysore Zoo in the lorry. Though the entire family missed Baba greatly, yet they were relieved also. But unfortunately, the, the author's wife was inconsolable. She wept and fretted. So the friends visiting Mysore were requested to go to Mysore Zoo and see how Baba was doing. They reported that it was well, but looked very thin and sad. But after 3 months, the author's wife pressurized her husband to take her to see Baba. Bruno or Baba was overexcited to see the author's wife. It howled or cried with the happiness. The author's wife gave Bruno tea, lemonade, cakes, ice cream, etc. But when she had to leave because of the closing time of the zoo, she cried bitterly, and so did Baba. She pleaded with the curator of the Mysore Zoo to give permission to take Baba back. He advised her to see his boss, the superintendent at Bangalore, in this regard. The superintendent was a kind-hearted fellow. He gave permission and wrote to the curator to lend them a cage for transportation of the bear to Bangalore. After Baba returned to the author's home, an artificial island was made for it. This island was surrounded by a dry pit. Their Baba was delighted and played the tricks like pointing the gun or posing to cradle his baby. The author's wife would spend hours there sitting on the chair while Baba sat on her lap. Now Baba, being 15 months old, was quite heavy. The author's wife used to reach the island using a rope, and she would return in the same way. For this, she had to cross the 6 feet wide surrounding pit. So, such a wonderful chapter it is. Now, title of the chapter. The title of the story, The Bond of Love, is quite appropriate as the contents of the story focus on a relationship of love and affection between human beings and animals. The narrator, through the medium of his wife and her pet sloth bear, reveals that transcends even the barrier of species. Love transcends even the barrier of species. The pets, reared with sincere love and affection, develop an unbreakable bond with their human caretakers. What message do we get from this chapter? The story conveys the message of need for showing kindness to animals, for they too are creatures created by the same God who created human beings. Animals have a right to dignified and free life. Human beings, being superior in intelligence and evaluation, have a special responsibility towards animals and birds, pet or wild. Animals also experience feelings of love, joy, pain, and separation just like we human beings. They are more devoted and loyal to reciprocating the love human beings give them. I hope you have understood the chapter nicely. Thanks for watching.